converting general form into slope y-intercept form, or graphing lines in general form, part II. Remember, to find the equation of a line, you only need you need a point and the slope, right? So you need the slope and a known point, right? Or 2 points from which you can then get the slope, and then you have a slope and a point. Review. Determine the equation of the line with slope 3/4 passing through 2, -5. Express the equation in the form, so point slope form, slope y-intercept form, general form, and then there's also standard form where the c is moved to the other side, but being as those are easy to get to, we're worried more about general form. Okay, so we are going to start with slope point form, okay, because we have the slope and we have a point. If we had the y-intercept, we'd go straight to slope y-intercept form. So filling in, we have y minus -5, so I'm getting lazy in my old age, and so I'm just going to write that as y plus 5 is equal to 3/4 x minus 2. And we're done. That's it. That's all there is to do to get it into point slope form. But we know that point slope form, if you use a different point, looks totally different, right? And it's hard to know. Whereas slope y-intercept form, there is only one slope y-intercept form for a given line, and there is only one simplified general form. So to change, if we want to get this into slope y-intercept form, we are going to multiply this in. So y plus 5 is equal to 3/4 x minus, okay, so the 2 goes into that, so it'll be minus 3/2. And now we need to move this over. So think of 5 as 10/2, right? So we got y is equal to 3/4 x minus 3/2 minus another 10. So that'll be minus 13/2. So that's this form. Y is equal to 3/4 x minus 13/2. Now to get that into general form, we need to get rid of the denominators. So we're going to multiply through by 4. That's the lowest common denominator, right? Both 4 and 2 go into 4. 4y equals 3x minus, when I multiply this by 4, the 2 goes into the 4 twice, giving you a 26. Now, general form requires everything to be on one side and a positive x value. So we have 3x. Moving the y over, we'll get minus 4y minus 26 equals 0. And we have the three forms then, point slope form, slope y-intercept form, and general form. And if we were to substitute 2, -5 into here, we would end up with true statements, right? So 2, -5, this would give us a 0. If we put a -5 in there and a 2 in there, this would work out until we had -5 equals -5. And if we put a -5 in for y, this side would be 0, and this side would also be 0, and all these would be true statements. Graph 2x plus 3y minus 18 equals 0 by using intercepts. Okay, so remember, and I'm just getting myself oriented on the tablet here, to get the x-intercept, we set y equal to 0. So we'll have 2x plus 3 times 0 minus 18 equals 0, which means 2x is 18 and x is equal to 9. So the x-intercept is 9, and we have a point. Wow, it's like we don't have 9 on here. All right, we'll deal with it. To get the y-intercept, we set x equal to 0. So 2x plus 3y minus 18 equals 0. That's our formula, right? 2 times 0 plus 3y minus 18 equals 0. And, you can shorten this if you like. 3y equals 18. Y is equal to 6. So we have y is 6. We have x is 9. we're going to eyeball that as best we can and draw a relatively straight line, although not all that good, but you can use rulers and stuff. So graph it by converting it into slope y-intercept form. All right, so 2x plus 3y minus 18 equals 0. 2x plus 3y minus 18 equals 0. So remember, slope-intercept form is this form, y equals mx plus b, so it's isolate the y. So 3y, move the x over, negative 2x, move the 18 over, plus 18. Divide everything by 3. Y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 6. So that says our y-intercept is 6, okay, which we have, and our slope is negative 2/3, which means go down 2, right 3. You know what, let's do this in a different color. Go down 2, right 3. Go down 2, 1, 2, 3. Go down 2, 1, 2, 3. That's going to put that there. And if we can, go up 2, 1, 2, 3, and left 3. And let's see if I can draw a better line this time. Okay, and there we go. Don't forget the arrows on both ends. You are responsible for those. Okay, so we've met both criteria here. I think this one was probably the better choice, especially given the fact that it's still a thick line, given the fact that we couldn't actually find 9. Graph the following lines on the grid provided by converting the equation to the slope y-intercept form. Okay. Again, you can see if you set y to 0, x will be negative 10, and we don't have that on here. And if you set if you set y to 0, x is negative 10. If you set x to 0, we do get a value. But let's go into slope-intercept form. So in this case, I want to move the 5y over. So 5y is now here. And when I do that, I'm also going to interchange sides. So 5y is equal to 3x plus 30. And let's divide through by 5 now. So y is equal to 3/5 x plus 6. We now have the slope. Here, let's do this in big purpley line. So the y-intercept is 6. The slope says go up 3, which I can't do, and over 5. So then we'll use a slope of 3/5 is also equal to negative 3 over negative 5. So go down 3 and right 5, or left 5, sorry. And go down 3 and left 5, which I can't really do, but it would be kind of there, so just to give an idea. And then go this way. And there's our line. X plus 2y plus 10 equals 0. Okay, so in this case the y is positive, so let's move everything else over. So that'd be negative x minus 10, and divide, so y equals negative 1/2 x. So remember there's a 1 in front of here, minus 5. So we have, let's do this one in red, we have a y-intercept of negative 5 and a slope of negative 1/2, which says go down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2. Also says go up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2, and I always like to maximize the number of points that I show, because it gives me a better chance of drawing a straight line. And there's our other graph. So let's go back to the thin line here. And one more example. State, which means you don't have to show work, but you should still be doing some work to get this. So state the slope and y-intercept for each of the following lines. Best way is to obviously go into slope y-intercept form. Since I have a negative y, I'm going to move that over and get 4y. This side remains undisturbed, so it's 3x plus 28. So y is equal to 3/4 x plus 7. So the slope, and we're stating, right, is 3/4, and the y-intercept is 7. Next one. So we have a positive y, so we're going to leave that, and we will move these guys over. So this becomes negative x plus 11, negative 1/8 x plus 11/8. So the slope is negative 1/8, and the y-intercept is 11/8. To graph a line that's given in general form, you can generate a table of values. You can determine the x and the y-intercepts. That works nice if they're nice numbers. You can convert the equation into slope y-intercept form. So that's all the different ways we have of graphing, and now you've got some work to do.